Hello everyone, JSGC here, and we are here for another Manchester City transfer update. Like always, remember, leave your thoughts in the comments below. Leave a thumbs up if you do enjoy this video. Make sure if you're new around here and you're enjoying the content that you do press the red button, subscribe and press the bell. Put your push notifications on. And you can also go and check out my social media in description below and popping up on screen if you want to go and check me out on Twitter and Instagram. So we're going to crack on with this video. And just like we've had all summer so far, we've got bits of updates on the usual players. So we're going to crack on with this and first talk about one of them usual players, which is Rodri. We've had an update on him. Apparently Atletico Madrid don't want to lose him. They are willing to match in wages whatever any other club is prepared to offer him. Apparently City are willing to prepare him around €8 million per year in wages per year. Atletico Madrid have to match that. Now, Lucas Hernandez, the centre-back at Bayern, he's been speaking. He says he wants Rodri at Bayern Munich. Obviously, Hernandez being a former Atletico Madrid wants Rodri to come and join him at Bayern. And so he's been given the task of trying to help persuade Rodri to go to Bayern instead of going to City or staying at Atletico. So I'm hoping, of course, we're meant to have Rodri making a decision at some point about whether he wants to leave or whether he wants to stay. So I'm hoping this won't drag on too much. Like I said before, though, Atletico, they're more than willing to match what Man City or Bayern are willing to offer. And my current instinct at this moment in time is, personally, I feel like if Rodri wanted to leave, he'd have already pursued trying to leave, and so my indications are giving him is that he'd probably prefer to stay. He knows he's going to get a pay rise, a new contract, and a new release clause, which won't be €70 million. It'll rise and probably go into the triple digits to scare them clubs away, and so I think it's best with City already lining up some alternatives. Might want to go and actively pursue that. Now we've got another Joao Felix update. Benfica, they're resigned to losing Joao Felix now this summer, but they are saying that they are prepared to accept the best bid for him, and to them, rather than it being like the most money up there, they want Joao Felix for at least another season. So if there's a club willing to loan him for another season, then you're obviously going to be putting yourself in good stead for trying to sign Joao Felix from Benfica. But as far as I'm concerned, if he's got a release clause and clubs meet that release clause, then Benfica don't really get a say in where he goes. If several clubs meet this release clause, then obviously the representatives of Joao Felix will have to meet with the representatives and decide what's best offer for them, and then move on from there. Now, City, they're one of 5 clubs chasing Felix. Like I said, we're expecting a decision this week on Joao Felix's future. He said that he's going to give a decision this week. Is it going to be Man City? Is it going to be someone else? Well, sources in Spain, they've been saying that Felix's preference is to actually go to Atletico Madrid. But surely Atletico Madrid, to afford the €120 million release clause, have to sell players. And if Rodri's going to stay, I don't see where they're going to get this money from, other than that Antoine Griezmann deal, which was going to Barcelona, which I think was for around 106 million. I can't remember if it was pounds or euro or something crazy like that. But that move is very slow and has kind of stalled. I don't think Atletico Madrid have a spare €120 million just to shell out on a player for no reason. But yeah, it's a pretty odd transfer. This transfer and also the Rodri transfer are extremely odd, and I'd suggest that Man City do start actively looking for other alternatives to these players, because my instinct is I don't have a good feeling about it. And speaking of not having a good feeling, I'm going to talk about Harry Maguire. Sky Sports News are reporting that City and United continue to chase Harry Maguire, which is contrasting to what I said yesterday. Other sources were suggesting that United and City wanted to cool their interest in Harry Maguire because the price is too high. Sky Sports were reporting that Leicester want £80 million, which would make a record transfer fee for a defender. City and United don't value him at that. I know for a fact that United are getting sick of paying over the odds for players, and they know that to beat other clubs like City to transfers, they've got to pay a little bit more, but they're getting sick of it. £80 million for Harry Maguire, it just doesn't make sense. It really doesn't, not from a City perspective. And so I'd be surprised if they weren't looking elsewhere for another player. City aren't going to start shelling out £80 million because they know if they do it once, they'll have to do it again and again and again, and the price will just go up and up and up, and then we're just going to be no better than what all the other clubs like Man United, like Liverpool's, like Barcelona's and Real Madrid's and PSG's that paid triple figure sums for players, and that's what we're going to become. That's where we're heading towards. And City like to be quite prudent in the market. City don't want to be ripped off. City tend to spend £40-50 million on players, buy several players, 3-4 players, rather than signing 1 or 2 players for an extraordinary fee. So this transfer, to me, it doesn't make sense. And so I'd see City's looking for alternatives, because he is saying £50-60 million. I'd say fair enough, but a record fee, £80 million. I've heard £90 million. It's just crazy money. And be honest, Maguire just isn't worth it. He's an English player. All of a sudden, he's now valued at more than Van Dijk. You can't tell me that. You can't tell me he's valued more than Van Dijk. It just isn't the case. It doesn't make sense. And so, to me, it's a no-go. The only reason Sky had put something like that out, they do run Sky Bet, and they want people to make bets on City and United to try and drive up interest, because, like I said yesterday, as far as I'm concerned, interest is cooling a little bit, not warming up. It's been a bit of a negative transfer update, this one, but it does get a little bit better with these last couple of stories. Now, City are looking at alternatives for centre-backs, and one of them they've identified is from Brazilian club Cruzeiro. I hope I'm saying the name right, but they're targeting a player called Murilo, 22-year-old centre-back Brazilian. Well, it's been reported that he was valued at around £30 million. Now, other sources have come out and said the value is actually between 10 and 15 million, which is quite a contrast to the £30 million. Apparently, Atletico, Bayern Munich and Monaco are also interested, along with Manchester City, because we're interested. I expect Man United's name to be put in there too, so I'd be surprised if it was 10 to 15 million pound with that much interest. But City, it suggests to me they are looking at alternatives, so read into that what you will. Now, last but not least, in the end, we're going to be talking about Rory Delap's son. You might be thinking, JSGC, why are you talking about Rory Delap's son? Well, Manchester City are apparently set to sign him. 16-year-old Liam Delap, the son of the long throw specialist. Rory Delap played for Stoke for quite a while, if you remember him, from about 2009, 2010, whenever it was. Anyway, his son is a 16-year-old striker, plays for Derby County, and City are set to sign him, apparently. It'll be a compensation deal. He's not a professional football player. We don't have to pay a fee, but we do have to agree a compensation package with Derby. If we don't, then it'll go to court and it'll end up being quite a bit of money. And normally these deals are somewhere roughly between anything like a few £100,000. I've seen deals get as much as like £10 million before. Ask Jadon Sancho. I think that's what it cost Borussia Dortmund for him. So yeah, City will have to agree a compensation deal if they do want to sign Rory Delap's son, Liam Delap. Now, last but not least in this transfer update, we've got an update on Nicolas Otamendi. This is peculiar, I will say. Now, PSG have apparently entered the race to sign Otamendi. City will not sell to Paris Saint-Germain, two clubs that are owned by two countries in the Middle East, and the relations between the two countries of the two owners of City and PSG, they're friction to say the least. They don't like each other. They're not going to start negotiating with each other and selling players to each other. It isn't going to happen. Atletico Madrid and Valencia are interested. That is much more viable to me than PSG. With Vincent Kompany leaving, I'm going to doubt that Nicolas Otamendi will leave Man City unless he wishes to. And at the moment, we've had no word of whether he wishes to or not. He'll want more first-team football. The longer City go without a centre-back and we go into pre-season, the more likely it is that Nicolas Otamendi will have more football for next season. 100% guaranteed. We've got Eric Garcia called up too, but we've lost Vincent Kompany. But selling to PSG, get out of here. So there we go, that's been the transfer update. Sorry it's so negative. Like I said, I was desperate for this week to be positive. I was desperate for this week to give me some good news. A Rodri, a Cancelo, a Felix, something. And at the moment it looks a little bit unlikely, and it's extremely frustrating on behalf of all of Manchester City. It's extremely frustrating for me to report on, and I'm sure it's just as frustrating for all of my viewers too. But I'm hopeful. The summer's long. 2 months we've got still. We can make things happen. 3 to 4 signings, let's not forget. City are working hard to try and make things happen. Sometimes things aren't meant to be. You move on. Sometimes it works out. Sometimes it doesn't. It's the way the transfer is. So, I'll see you all again tomorrow, hopefully with some better news for the transfer update. So make sure you stay tuned for that. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you leave a thumbs up so I know you enjoyed this video. Make sure you press the subscribe button and press the bell and put your push notifications on. That's the big red button, by the way. I'm aiming for 4,000 subscribers. We've smashed past 3,600 subscribers. We're less than 400 away. We're making huge gains. Thank you to everyone that has subscribed. Your support is much appreciated by me. I'm enjoying doing these videos, and you clearly are enjoying seeing these videos. So long may it continue. If you want to go and check out my social media, Twitter and Instagram, in description below, popping up on screen too. You go and follow me on Twitter. I'll keep you up to date with everything that's happening with Man City transfer news. I'll retweet sources as they happen. I'll tweet my opinions and everything, so stay up to date extremely quickly. Go and follow my Twitter if you want to go and check out my Instagram too. Then feel free. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And last but not least, if you also want to hit me up with any business enquiries, then feel free. My email is in description below, which is jsgc171@gmail.com. So I'll see you all again for the next video. Peace. Ciao for now.